Hello and welcome. My name is Ria. I'm a knitter, a crocheter and love everything about fiber arts. Today I'm going to talk about all my finished and works in progress for the month of July. I'm coming to you from really hot Athens in Greece, and it's windy but hot. I have all my windows closed, so that doesn't mean I can remove any sound you may hear because it's summer. So I hope it's not very annoying for you. The cicadas are singing non-stop, so you may hear them. I'm sorry if that bothers you. So I'm going to start with what I'm wearing. This is the Ingrid top from Gregoria Fibers. I have finished this top in June. I have talked about it in my last podcast. I haven't worn this yet, but I thought it would be a good idea to wear it today. I really like it. I had to make a lot of modifications to heat gauge and make it my size, but that's okay. I really like the pattern, and I'm considering making the long sleeve version. We will see. So I'm going to start with my finished objects. I have talked about my idea to make a beach dress. I have shown this in my last podcast. This is the dress. I'm going to try and have the finished objects shown to you in a better way. It's black, I know you cannot see anything. I have unraveled this many times to make it the way I want it. I made the neckline and the stripes with a 3mm knitting needle, knitted in the round, and then I made the body with a 3mm crochet hook, crocheted it in the round. Let me find, I will find it to show it to you. Okay, I think, oh my god, I'm that good. I cannot find where the turn was. I think it was right here. I don't know if it's possible for you to see it. Sorry. Show you. Oh my god, I lost it again. Okay, it's here. I don't know if you can see the way I made it in the round, but it's not very visible because every time I had to make it in the round, I went back and then forth again in order to make it look as smooth, the change as smooth as possible, so that it doesn't show. So I have finished the mesh top. I tried to make a pattern which I have shown in my plans for summer and spring this year, but the yarn that was used in that pattern was DK yarn, I think, but I had a sports lace yarn, so I didn't like the result when I tried. So I improvised and I made this beach dress, which I haven't worn yet because I haven't had a swim, even though it's the 9th of August. Our vacations start at the end of the August, so I'm going to wear it, hopefully. And this is my first finished object for the month of July. I have also shown you in my June podcast that I made, I'm going to forget it. Okay. This is a vest from Drops. Wait, I'll see the title. Okay, the Dazzling Diamonds Vest. It's a free pattern from Drops. Okay, technically this is a finished object, but I haven't bought buttons yet. I do not want to order buttons because most of the times I am not sure about the size of the buttonhole I've made. Because this is a finished object, I want to find a button to fit the hole I made. So I want to have the project with me when I buy the buttons, and I was contemplating whether I wanted to make it with cords, to make an I-cord, to make cords to connect it. But then I thought, okay, it's a free pattern ready for you, just do it like the pattern says and finish it. The yarn I have used is it's the Muscat from Drops, and I had made a sweater, a long sleeve sweater with this yarn, but it was too stiff. I feel like everything I make with the Muscat yarn is too stiff. It hasn't got the movement I want my clothes to have. So I tried to find this vest. I feel because it's lacy, it's more drapey than just making a pattern with a more dense kind of stitch. So I think I'm going to wear it even in the months of autumn and then spring again, because I can layer it. This was my intention. So I found very helpful to make this pattern. I don't know, many people feel like the Drops patterns are not very good for them, they cannot follow them. I do not have that issue until now, because I feel like when I'm making a lace pattern, I find it easier for me to follow the chart and not written instructions, and Drops patterns have charts, so it's easier for me to follow the charts. So I made size 3, which is medium, I think, and I used a 4mm needle. I'm sorry, I will have all the information in the description box below. It took me about 4 skeins of yarn, and I know that because although I have unraveled the other garment I made, the long sleeve sweater, I know the yarn from the weight, because some of the skeins on that sweater were not cut, so it was full skeins, so it's almost 4 skeins of the Muscat, and I still have yarn from it, which I do not know what to do. So I came up with the idea, because it has that shine, Muscat have that shine if you have ever used it, and it's this light grey color, and I decorate for Christmas with this kind of silvery shiny colors. So my idea was to make something with the yarn that I already have for Christmas, and I've decided to make plate mats. And no, this is the wrong side. This is a crochet star from the Betty McNeat 6-day blanket, And this is a very controversial pattern, because I've seen too many people discussing about things that we should not discuss in the knitting crocheting community. Anyway, I wanted to try it and make this star for as a placemat, because I have a lot of yarn and I have more. I'm going to try and use it. This was made in about 6 hours, because I was trying to follow the pattern from the videos she has on her YouTube channel. I had to make some modifications so that I can follow all the repeats. This is, I think it was the basic and one repeat, and it made this. The blanket has more rows instead of making just one with one color, but I wanted to make with one color, and my goal was to use the yarn I had already out of my stash and not take it back in my stash as scrap yarn. And this is my idea, just to, when I finish something, to use the yarn I have even as scraps to try to find or make something with it, instead of just taking it and back to my stash and never use it again. So I made this placemat, which I really like, and I have definitely the yarn to make one more. So this was the third thing I finished in the month of July. I don't know if you can watch them from here. My husband never asks for anything to knit for him, and I do not bother to make something for him, because he's on the hot side of people, because he, even in winter, he just wears a short sleeve with a jacket on. He doesn't wear sweaters. We have to have a really bad weather to wear a sweater. Even then, he doesn't feel comfortable with it. So I have never knitted any kind of garment for him, any kind of accessory, because he doesn't wear hats or things like that. And he's a great fan of South Park. And one day he emailed me and told me, "Oh, look what I found, what I want you to make for me." And I do not like amigurumi, because you have to pay attention when you make these kinds of patterns. And I prefer most of the time to have a mindless knitting pattern or crochet pattern, because I usually knit during the night when we watch a film, so I want something mindless. And he sent me the patterns. I will try to find the links to have them in the description box below. And he told me, "Okay, I want you to make me the amigurumi South Park." And it was some days during the month of July where I wanted to keep my mind from other things, and an amigurumi pattern so detailed like those ones. I'm sorry, I do not remember the name of the designer. I will put it in the screen or in the description box below, as I told you before. And I wanted something that I will focus on and have my attention there and not think about other things. And one day I'm going to talk to you about all those good things that knitting and crocheting give to you for your anxiety and your psychology, because you create something, you are focused. Human mind always has a thing. I don't know, I feel most of the people are like that. Although you are a happy person, sometimes you think the worst. So knitting and crocheting, at least for me, really helped me to stay focused and try not to think about bad things. And this was a kind of project like that. I have a lot of mistakes because I made Kenny with a lot of face showing. I have to correct him. And in the pattern she asks to have felt, white felt for the eyes, and I didn't have that, so I used white cotton yarn to make to embroider the eyes, and then put the eyes for the amigurumis on them. For Kenny I did not have eyes, so I forgot I had them, so I made them embroidered also. And it took me about a total, not continuously, okay, about 5 days, 1 day for each one to finish them. A lot of sewing. I do not like to weave in endings and sew the amigurumi. This is my only thing I hate the most. So I made them for him, so he's happy. He has them over here on the table, and they are like a village, the villagers. I call them tohoryo, because they are sitting there, staring us, watching us, sitting on the sofa and judging us, like people do in the villages, at least in the Greek villages. So they are the horyo, and he really likes them, so he liked them, so he has them here, so he can watch them every day. And the last thing I finished during the month of July was this throw blanket from scrap yarn I made. I will have a video to see, because I'm sitting on my ottoman right now. I have changed the throw blanket I made for spring, and I have more autumnal and summery colors. I thought, as I told you before, that it's a better idea to use the yarn I already have, and I had the green yarn out, the beigey white, off-white yarn also, and I had the pink, the salmony pink, and the, I don't know how to call this, it's like brick color, I don't know. Also from the dress I made last year, the dress, the Taylor Swift dress, which I still haven't worn this year. It's too hot to wear something with a sleeve. It's not the time yet, so I'm keeping it for later, September, October. So I thought it would be a good idea to incorporate those colors, not to a garment, but to a home accessory, because I already have a garment made with these colors. And I made this throw blanket. I used the, what's it called? I think it's called the brick stitch. I will put a link from the video I used in the description box below. And I used all the colors, not with the same repeat, just to make it colorful. And I think I finished this on the 31st of July, and I had nothing on my needles when I, or my hook, when the month finished. It was, I think it was the afternoon of the 31st of July that I finished this throw blanket. So my idea was to start with the more autumnal winter garments, but it is still too hot to deal with that. I know people who do not have those kind of temperatures may think it's something that, okay, it's just yarn, but it's too hot to have a yarn that sticks on your fingers while you are knitting. So it's not very pleasant. With the cotton yarn, it's easier to use it during the hot months. So it's easier for me to have something with cotton yarn to knit during heat waves. Even though I'm in an air-conditioned place, that doesn't mean it's not hot. So as I said before, in my spring-summer knitting plans, besides this pattern from Gregoria Fibers, the Ingrid top, as I said before, I wanted to knit the pearly top, and although it's on her Ravelry page, you cannot find it on her website to buy it. I don't know what happened and why she does not have this pattern on her website. I would have bought it, but I said to myself, okay, you really like this pattern. This was the first pattern you wanted to start, and you already have the yarn. I had the blue saffron yarn from Drops, and I said to myself, you are an advanced knitter, you can try and make it yourself, because it's not something, I don't know, it didn't seem like something very difficult for me to try and replicate. So I think from the photos she has on her Ravelry page, from the project, from the people who have already made the pattern, they start from bottom up. I do not like clothes made bottom up, because most of the times I make them too short for me, and I cannot correct them. So I said, okay, you will start from the top and you will go down. As you can see, I'm almost done. I made the first part from here, the right part, the left part, I'm sorry, and then the other part from here, then from here and here. I have connected the two parts and tried to increase for the arms, and then when I thought it would be enough to connect the two parts, the front and the back, I connected them and continue in the round. Now I made the rib at the end. I do not want to make it too long, so I've stopped because it was in the night, and blue yarn doesn't help you when you knit it in the night, and I want to make the Italian bind off here. I have already made the sleeves with an I-cord and some decreases, so it stands better. And I'm contemplating about the V, because I do not want to make an I-cord, and I think I'm going to crochet it so I can make the endings here more smooth. I will hide all the yarn I have here, and I will block it, probably because this is a rib. As you can see, you can stretch it. It's big enough. I feel like when I will block it, it will stand better, but still it will shrink a little because it's this kind of pattern, but I don't mind. So I'm almost done with that, but this will be something to see in the August finished objects and not in the July. But this is what I'm currently having on my needles. I have used a 3mm needle because I've tried with a 3.5 as she has on her pattern, but it was too... I didn't like the result of the fabric that produced with a 3.5mm needle, so I used the 3mm needle. And the next thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use all the cotton yarn because I have too many skeins of cotton yarn with just one color, and I don't know what to do with them. I mean, I can do amigurumi, but I do not like the idea of needing so much yarn with a small crochet hook, trying to find patterns, trying to combine colors. It's not something I want to do. So I'm trying. We have a spare room. It's a 2-bedroom house we have. So we have a spare room that mostly we use as a as a dumping place. Or people, when we have guests here, they sleep in there. So I want to make this room like a guest/craft room for me. And I don't know if this is something you would like to watch from me, but I'm trying to use colors that I want to use for decorating that room. And I have an old fabric from my mother, which is bought probably in the 70s from Germany. And I want to use that to make a curtain for that room, and I want to combine the colors of the curtain with the colors of a crochet blanket for the bed. So this is a long project. It's not something that's going to happen immediately. So I have tried to find all the yarn, the cotton yarn I have, to make squares, granny squares, like this one, and the curtain has yellows, cream, pink, this kind of salmony pink, not pink, girly pink, and greens. So I want to a light brown, and I want to take colors from the curtain and put them in the blanket. So I've started making those granny squares little by little. The bed, it's not a very big bed. It's not a king size or a queen size. It's, I don't know how to measure it to tell you, but I want to make something of this room to be happy, and maybe film my videos in there, and I think I will feel more productive. And the other thing I want definitely to do, I want to minimize the yarn stash I have, because I have said before, it gives me anxiety. So my idea is to finish with the yarn I already use for garments or things I make immediately, and not take it back there, and take little by little, day by day, making just a square to finish the cotton yarn, because there are too many one skein, one color for every skein, so I don't think I can find any other kind of use. How many accessories can I make? Even if I sell them, I will have to deal with it in a long term, because it's not easy to use it in 1 week. So I've started that day by day, and I'm in the mood to try and make garments for summer and for autumn and winter, because as I saw on my last video where I wore my handmade knits for 1 week, I have too many garments for summer and spring, and I feel I'm a knitter and I do not have enough winter or autumn garments. So I want to focus on that. I don't want to make many things. I just want to be intentional and use yarn I already have, because I have sweater quantities, and use the yarn I have so I can minimize my yarn stash. My idea is to make a video with it, so we will be talking about it in the next months again. So this was my July. I hope you are having a great summer. I hope you liked this video. You know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment. Tell me what you are knitting. Are you in the autumn mood yet, or still summer? Are you on vacation? I hope you are all well. I will see you at the next one. Bye.